Ask what the IIM Visakhapatnam is looking in a candidate while including into the IIM Visakhapatnam and all that. What
As being part of the interview panel for the last 7 years, what generally we look at is
comparing different IIMs, maybe IIMs and other IIMs, and apart from top tier colleges, like how IIM Visakhapatnam fostering student growth. If someone has the choice of say IIM Visakhapatnam, IIM Nagpur, IIM Visakhapatnam, or some other college. Hello everyone, welcome to the Drishti Series, and today we have Professor Kaveri Krishnan with us. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Vijay.
Welcome to the series.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Kaveri Krishnan is the Dean of Administration at IIM Visakhapatnam. Dr. Krishnan holds a PhD in Finance and Accounting from IIM Bangalore and specializes in credit rating, corporate finance, and investment. Her research delves into the efficacies of credit rating processed in India. Before academia, she worked in the industry and after completing her MBA and BTech. So today's episode we will discuss here like her journey from engineering to MBA and PhD, the role of credit ratings in corporate finance, insights for CAT aspirants, and how IIM Visakhapatnam fosters student growth. That will be beneficial for you. So welcome once again, ma'am.
Thank you.
And I started this series just because like outside world, what's happening in the outside world. So from a credible person, the student should get, or who are the CAT aspirants should get the information, knowledge and information. So my very first question is like, ma'am, tell me about your personal experience and how you came from BTech to MBA, then PhD, and then you came to the academic world, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. So I did my engineering in electronics and communication engineering, and I also got a campus placement. But at that time, I decided, no, I should also do my post-graduation, and that is how I did my post-graduation MBA from Amrita School of Business, Coimbatore. So I did my engineering from Government Engineering College, Thrissur. So my MBA, the major was in finance. So that's how actually I got included with the subject of finance. And from there, again, the placement was in a financial services firm, UAE Exchange in Dubai. So 1 year after my MBA, I worked there. And then due to marriage and relocation, I came back to India. And then I started with ICRA, a credit rating agency in Chennai. And that's how, if you ask me, it started the research journey for me. So I was a rating analyst there. I was doing the bank loan rating for corporates. So if you ask, you could say I was fortunate to be placed in a core finance firm where I actually analyze the financial statement of the firms, do the cash flow projections, and arrive at a rating. I also got opportunity to interact with the top management firms, because generally before finalizing the rating, industry visiting the company's manufacturing operation and discussion with the management team is also involved. So for 2 years, I was with this credit rating firm in Chennai, ICRA. So then I understood, okay, I mean, this is interesting, at least the research, but that was mainly about the industry research and the company research. Okay, so then while I was actually speaking with one of my professors in my MBA college, they suggested, because of my interest, it would be better if I could try for some PhD as well, given my interest. And the only place I applied at that point in time for PhD was IIM Bangalore. And I was fortunate to get in the first chance itself. So there it started. So that 5 years changed my focus and journey. Yeah. So basically it instilled a lot of discipline, focus. Yeah. Other than the research methods and in-depth subject knowledge. So that actually changes a person's perspective, because people say it's a lone journey, but yeah, there you actually develop a friendship also. So if you ask me, I still have collaborators who are my PhD batchmates. So 2 years of coursework and then 3 years of research, and I was fortunate to have worked with some of the best professors in the country. Yeah, and yeah, I think while I had actually submitted my thesis, IIM Vishakhapatnam had actually opened up the first set of faculty recruitment.
Way back in 2015.
Back in 2017.
17.
Yeah,
Okay.
so my PhD was from 2013 to 2018 March is when I graduated. So though IIM Vishakhapatnam started in 2015 from a makeshift campus in Andhra University, and IIM Bangalore was the mentor. So faculty from IIM Bangalore and many visiting faculty used to come and teach here. We did not have any regular faculty. I think in 2017, our director joined, and then the first set of faculty recruitment happened. So I think it was in maybe September, October of 2017. So I had submitted my thesis, and I was just preparing the papers for publishing, and my guide also suggested they have opened up this faculty recruitment. Why don't you just try? It will actually give us a better experience, interview experience, because for 5 years I was fully involved in the research. So it's a long time I have attempted any interview also, if you ask me. Okay, so then I thought, okay, anyway, let me give it a chance. So I think in somewhere in October, we got the offer letter. So I'm proud to say that I was one of the founding faculty members of IIM Vishakhapatnam. And I defended my thesis in December 19th, 2017. And I joined here on December 29th, 2017.
You are very particular and precise about
it. So I just completed my 7 years here. Yes. Yeah, so it has been a journey for growth for IIM Vishakhapatnam and myself, if you ask me. Yeah, so that's how the journey has been. Yeah.
And it's great that we have been taught by you and corporate finance. Yeah. So, ma'am, my very next question is like you have told about credit ratings, corporate finance, and you have taught us also corporate finance. Ma'am, can you give us the glimpse, like what is all credit rating about, corporate finance about, and like how is very basic question, finance different from accounting, like all these things? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So if you ask me, one of the main difference between accounting and corporate finance. So generally in an MBA journey, first year you start with financial accounting, and then we move on to corporate finance. So financial accounting is all about recording of past transactions. So something have happened in the past, how you record it, and then like a preparation of balance sheet and a P&L, a cash flow statement, etc. So it is all about something has happened already and we are just recording. But when it comes to corporate finance, it is all about future decision making. So we have to actually think about decision making in terms of investment. A firm has to make the choice of financing, whether the company should go for a debt or an equity issue. How do you fund a certain project? So that is the next major decision. It also involves the payout decision. How would the company actually pay out the cash flow, whether in terms of dividend, should we or a share repurchase, or even should the company reinvest the money back to the firm. So this is all about a decision making, estimation of future cash flows, and then how do you make your decisions in that. So that is mainly about corporate finance. It also involves short-term working capital management, how the company manages the current assets and current liabilities, whether the firm has enough money to pay to the employees, suppliers, how do they collect the funds from their customers. So it's all about key decision making. Corporate finance is more about decision making, if you ask me. So that is in a nutshell the difference between accounting and the finance. So what I have observed over the time is, so even being an engineer myself.
Here comes the basic question also, like after coming from engineering and MBA background, like then going to the finance thing is like little bit, is it difficult, or someone having the passion can go directly?
Yes, you can go. So if you ask me, understanding the accounting rules, we may have slight challenges initially, because that is like something completely new.
Hmm.
So compared to a student with a commerce background, we might face certain difficulties, but that can be again resolved through practice and hard work. But I think for finance, engineering students do extremely well when it comes to finance subject. So if you look at all the PhD students in my junior batch, senior batch also, you could see all of them come with a strong quant background. Okay, so it's yeah, there may be people with commerce background also, but majority are from engineering background and they do extremely well. Yes, it's more about analytical decision making, right? So once we are okay with data and numbers, I think should be okay. Yeah.
So my engineering background viewers will have like you have the leverage to go for the finance thing and all that if you have interest.
Yes.
And,
So if you see, actually, there are many engineering students who do extremely well in finance. Yes. Yeah.
And one more thing, ma'am, that is the role of credit rating in today's world. Like we have, like many have the vague idea. Some report has come up, in international report has come up where India's credit rating has been reduced or it has been elevated. It changes overall scenario for India.
Yes.
What is overall credit rating is and which one is the best one for India? Like
Okay. Yeah. So in simple terms, the credit rating is nothing but which assess the credit worthiness of a borrower. So it can be, as you mentioned, a government or a corporate as well. Okay. So in terms of rating scale, AAA is the best credit rating you can get. Then it comes down to AA, triple B, double B, B, C, D. So there are different rating scales these rating agencies follow. Anything up to triple B is considered as an investment grade, where it can be considered good for investment. So India is right now at that level where it is okay. As we go down the rating scale, it just measures the riskiness as a borrower. I mean, what is the probability that you will pay your interest and your principal? So that is what ultimately it measures. It's a forward measure.
It's like sort of civil for us, like whatever is there for us.
Exactly. Yeah. So from so credit rating basically for investors generally look at the credit rating of the firm before they decides to invest in a firm. So obviously we would want to invest in a firm which is better rated, so that we are assured that we will get our money back. Now, because we are discussing about corporate finance and credit rating, for a corporate also it is important because obviously it will help them to get funds at a cheaper rate. So if a company is better rated, they would be able to raise funds at a lower rate of interest. So for them, what matters is the cost of raising money. So that will actually lowers, because cost of capital is something which is very critical for managers in the corporate world. Yeah. So to reduce the higher cost of borrowing, a better credit rating would be helpful.
Ma'am, as per our conversation, you have been the founding member for the IIM Visakhapatnam. Now you have been to the multiple role here, from admission department to currently as a like dean administration. So just I will ask what the IIM Visakhapatnam is looking in a candidate while including into the IIM Visakhapatnam and all that. What it's looking for skill set, ma'am?
Yeah. So if you ask me, generally, as being part of the interview panel for the last 7 years, what generally we look at is, okay, do we want that particular student in our classroom? Do you think, do we as a group feel that candidate can be groomed to be a better manager with a better entrepreneurial mindset? Okay, so we basically look for that, whether that candidate that has aptitude, which we think that through the courses and the pedagogy and the exposure the candidate gets here, we can actually be able to train him to a better manager or the future leaders. Okay, so that is something. So whether that candidate would be a good fit for our institute. Okay, so Again, as you see, nowadays CAT score is one of the criteria with significant weightages in the admissions criteria, but that is not only the criteria. Earlier, if you see, CAT percentile used to matter a bit more for the admission criteria. But now we look at the academic background of the candidate, their 10th, 12th, graduation marks, everything matters. Yeah, matters.
I was grilled in SOP.
Yes, work experience also matters. Yes, and then yeah, so if you ask, I mean, 20 minutes of interview time might be slightly less, but there what we generally ask, try to understand is whether that candidate is has some integrity. Okay, so whether that whatever the candidate has written on the SOP is something genuineness, that is something we generally try to assess. Okay, yeah, yeah. Then obviously, do you have some clarity on your career goals? Okay, yeah. So it's why do you want to do MBA? I mean, whether you have actually come here as basically as a last option, or do you have some career goals in your mind?
Vision in mind.
Yeah, so that is also important when we actually assess the candidate. Yeah, so if you ask me, strong academic background is one of the critical criteria. And if you have worked in any organization, we also evaluate in what role. I mean, how were you as a team player? Whether you have demonstrated some leadership qualities. What are the projects you have worked on? Okay, so these are some of the aspects we assess. And another major criteria which is actually critical is the communication. Okay, yeah.
Ma'am, इसी पे मैं आने वाला था. Like I was coming to this question only.
Okay.
What happened is, like one of my friend is there from North India.
Okay.
So he's not very much good in communicating in English.
Okay.
He has immense knowledge, but he's not very good at communicating. So within that 20-minute span, is there any like criteria for communicating? Like he's able to speak in English or communicate in English? Is those criteria also included?
Yeah, so we definitely look at for the communication skill, okay, because ultimately we all come here either for placement, or some of you might have some entrepreneurial ideas as well, right? But whenever the companies come here for recruitment, the feedback we generally get is about communication. So there is more focus on communication right now. So we have also got some candidates requesting us during the interview whether they can actually communicate in their native language or regional language. So we tell them it is fine, you take your time, but try to convey your thoughts in English itself, because that is ultimately required. So why don't you start from now itself? Okay, the next 2 years you will have communication courses. We might be giving you extra training or other skill development courses, but let this be the starting point. Try to express your thoughts in English. Yeah, so I think that is critical, because given the postgraduate program being it, and then the job roles, what you will be looking for, I think English is required. Yeah, so initially there might be difficulty. Yeah, but let this be a starting point. Yeah.
So all those who have asked me like whether we can give the interview in regional language or not, so you have to start in English from here only, and you will be evaluated based on that. It's not a problem, but you have to start. Okay, ma'am, like sort of we are moving ahead, like sort of last question.
Okay.
So, ma'am, you are in the you are dean administration. So this is from the parents' side.
Okay.
This question, like what about the girls' safety in at IIM Visakhapatnam? Because this IIM Visakhapatnam is way ahead from the city, way like 20-25 kilometers away from the city. How the administration is for the girls' safety and all that?
Yeah, so we have a good team who manages that. Okay, so we have 24-hour security at the main gate and all other gates, and security in all the hostels, and if you see all the main buildings, and with proper lightings, and from the administration side also we have given clear instruction for the students what to be do's and don'ts. So because in the our city campus, if you see, that was a single building where it was easy to manage, but then coming over to this 24 acre campus, and ensuring that everything is met. Okay, so it was a huge task for the administration as well, but we have a good number of security staff who help with us, and the supervisors here and the team from the admin, they generally takes care of it. And we have installed CCTV cameras as well, and we also have a proper escalation mechanism for the students if at all something happens. But the security and the housekeeping staff here, to my best of knowledge, is like excellent. So far we have not had any major issues in terms of the safety aspect of that. So we are actually ensuring that. And from the administration side also, we ensure that whenever some events are being held, somebody from the admin, and like we take all the necessary precautions, etc. So for certain events, we need to take permission from the police, etc. So all those things we are actually following, so that the safety is ensured.
So there is nothing to worry about. I know like a few parents from the some states have asked these questions, but being the student from the last 2 years and being staying here, I know like the safety and security is at par level. So nothing to worry about. And one last question is, ma'am, comparing different IIMs, maybe IIMs and other IIMs, and apart from top tier colleges, like how IIM Vishakhapatnam is fostering student growth. If someone has the choice of, say, IIM Vishakhapatnam, IIM Nagpur, IIM Vishakhapatnam, or some other colleges, so why they should join IIM Vishakhapatnam? What are the things this?
Yeah,
From your
sure.
perspective.
Okay, yeah. So before even coming to IIM Vishakhapatnam, let me speak about Vishakhapatnam, the city of destiny. So if you ask me, I've been in I've been born and brought up in Kerala, worked in Chennai, studied in Bangalore, and when I came to Vishakhapatnam, if you ask me which, I just fell in love with the city. Okay, when beach on one side and hills on the other side, so it's actually a very beautiful, a peaceful city, if you ask me. And safety wise also, there has been no issues I've been in the city for the last 7 years. So if you ask me this, you can consider this as one of the safest cities. Okay, so that is about the city. I think anyone who would have visited Vizag would agree to me. Yeah, again, weather-wise, some of us may find it a bit difficult to adjust because we are generally hot, humid climate. Only 3-4 months of the year are good, but otherwise also it's like a beautiful, calm, quiet city. So that is definitely one advantage. Yeah. Now coming to IIM Vishakhapatnam, as we all know, we are ahead of all the third generation IIMs in terms of NIRF ranking. So over the last 3 years, we have actually increasing our ranks from 33 to 29, and right now we are at 26, which, if you ask me, we are again ahead of certain second tier IIMs as well. So so that is one important criteria, and we have faculty, regular faculty here who have done their PhDs from top-notch institutions in India, IIMs, IITs, etc. So they have also with them bring a lot of corporate experience with them, as well as their impeccable research credentials. So that adds to the classroom experience. And so our regular flagship PGP program is one thing, but we also cater to a lot of online executive education program. We have a EMBA, completely online MBA, where the participants visit the campus for 2 immersions, 1 week each. Then we do have a lot of in-campus MDPs for both private sector and government sector. So for Central Vigilance Commission, capacity building commissions, etc. So we do programs for them as well. Yeah. So I think all these factors make IIM a better institute compared to other IIMs. Yeah. So these are some of the factors. When you visit the website itself, you can actually see how better we are placed in comparison with certain other IIMs. Apart from this, the infrastructure facilities here, I think
That's
that is
top-notch.
that is also something I should be communicating to the audience. Yeah. So if you see the campus here, a 240 acre fully digitally enabled campus, at the same time scenic and serene. Yeah. So that is also important. And our classrooms are the latest state of the art technology enabled classrooms. We
Facilities
have
at the hostels.
hostel facilities. I think you yourself can think about, right? Yeah, facilities at the hostels. Then we have an excellent gym facilities, sports facilities. We have a health center 24/7 here. And we have recently opened our learning resource center, the library. That is also has excellent collection of both offline and online materials. I think all these adds value to the student. Apart from that, the student clubs, which you might be knowing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the student can be part of any of those clubs, and they work closely in coordination with the administration team. So if you're part of that, you also need to budget, prepare your own budget, and organize certain events. You have to look for sponsorship, right? So maybe that will actually give you a more real life experience before you even join the corporate. Yeah. So I think all these factors matter a lot before you make the decision.
That's true. Like whatever is required for the overall development of a candidate. Suppose you are from any background, from any state of India, and you are coming here, whatever is required, you will get 10x or 20x facilities here just to improvise yourself. So, ma'am, that's all from our side, and hope our audience will get a lot of information about the IIM Visakhapatnam and whatever lost a lot of knowledge and whatever is required and skill set they need, and from your experience also.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
thanks a lot, ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hope the audience will benefit from it. And anyway, now our application window is open. So now the CAT results are out. So they might also be deciding where all to apply now, I think. Yeah. So hope we would get another budding set of managers soon here. Yeah.